Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video is going to be my best of 2015, also known as yearly favorites. I know it's February, I'm a little late to this, but I actually was not going to do this video. I kind of feel like I missed the boat on it, but I did ask in my last video if anybody would be interested in seeing this, and quite a few of you commented that you would be interested, so I thought I would do that for you today. It was pretty simple. I already know what those products are, the ones that I've just fallen in love with in the past year that I can use very consistently, maybe have repurchased several times. So if you're interested in hearing what those products are, then please keep watching. So the first product I want to talk about is my facial cleanser. It is the Murad AHA BHA exfoliating cleanser. As you can see, I'm almost done with this bottle. I think I discovered this product maybe last late spring, early summer, and I have been absolutely in love with it. I've repurchased it a couple times. I've used other AHA BHA cleansers in the past, but this is the first one that I actually noticed a difference in my skin. It wasn't until after I purchased it that I was talking to the Murad rep, and I was told you're actually only supposed to use this a couple times a week. But being that I have really oily skin can be like a thicker skin. It can usually take more, a higher percentage of acid and I guess more abuse, for lack of a better word. Oily skin is just a tougher skin. So I started using this every single day. I definitely noticed a difference in my pore size, the texture of my skin. Then as I started using it more, I did notice that, especially if I used it in combination with the pore refining serum, that it did dry me out quite a bit. So I've kind of moved from using it every day to now I'll use it every other day. For the most part, at night, what I'll do is I will remove my makeup with a makeup wipe, and then I will use this afterwards. And as I said, every other night, because every night can be a little drying, but I do find again that it helps to unclog my pores, refine the look of them, and really help with my skin's kind of rough texture. So I'm really, really in love with this. So I highly recommend this if you're looking for a good cleanser. It's actually in the age reform line. So it is definitely good for a more mature skin, but I would definitely maybe talk to a Murad rep or even a Sephora rep that might have been actually trained on the product, and talk to them about use if you are a drier skin. But if you're oily and you have skin texture like mine, highly recommend this product. And one bottle lasts me probably, with my every other day use, I would probably say a good 4 months or so. So product number one, highly recommend. So the next products I want to talk about are primers. The primers that I have been loving for my face and for my eyes. I've never been a huge lover of face primers, even though I've tried pretty much every single one, from your Laura Mercier to your Maybelline Baby Skin to your Smashbox, and everything in between. The only one that I have found actually helps to control the oil on my face and keep my foundation looking really good for, beyond the normal whatever hours I can get from a foundation, extends the wear and keeps me less shiny, is the Hourglass Veil Primer. This is just the $18 size right here. I'm not sure why I only bought the $18 size. I think I just was kind of trying to stick to a budget when I was shopping. So I just picked up this one, and I think I'm going to splurge on the bigger size next time because I really am loving it that much. I have been told that the NYX Angel Veil is a dupe. I don't really find it, for me personally, it didn't work as well as this. Believe me, I wish it did. I would be thrilled if it did, but in my opinion, this actually just does work better, but a good alternative. I mean, the NYX Angel Veil, I would say, is a pretty good primer, but this one has really turned into my holy grail, and I do plan on repurchasing the large size. Then for my eyes, I used to be, like way back in the day, I was an Urban Decay Primer Potion user. Way back when I first started in cosmetics, eyeshadow primers did not exist. I would be working at, one of my first jobs was with Laura Mercier, or then, I worked for Chanel, and just any of my counter jobs. I basically would look in the mirror after 2 or 3 hours, and again, this is before the age of eyeshadow primers, and I would have a pool of shadow on my lid. And I would basically have to like hide behind the counter and reapply my eyeshadow because it just disappeared or pooled and it looked really nasty. So When primers came out, I was so excited. Urban Decay Primer Potion was the first one I tried. I loved it. Then several years later, when NARS came out with their Pro Prime primer, I was all about that one. I absolutely loved that one. And then maybe, I think it was probably just only this last year, I heard about this Fergie Take on the Day eyeshadow primer from Wet n Wild. You can get it at the drugstore for anywhere from like $3 to $5. And I'm telling you, in my opinion, again, this is always just my opinion. You might have a different opinion, but I really feel like this works just as well as the NARS Pro Prime. It just keeps my shadow on all day long, morning to night, 10, 12 hours. I don't have to worry about my eyeshadow. It is pretty much like glue. It doesn't dry my lids out. And I definitely would say that I don't need to buy the NARS anymore. I will just keep on buying this. I use it on my clients as well. And it's great. Probably the best if you're an oily lid person, or if you really have trouble with your eyeshadow staying on, it'll be the best $5 you ever spent. So gotta get this. So next up is probably my favorite product of the year, my most used product of the year, and that is the Rita Hazan Root Concealer Spray. It is for grays. I used it today on my part line. If you're like me and you get those gray hairs coming in every 3 to 4 weeks and you don't want to be going to the salon once a month, or you don't want to keep putting like permanent boxed color on your roots, this is amazing, amazing stuff. You just spray it on and it covers all of the gray instantly, and it stays until you shampoo it out. It does leave it like a little bit of a crunchy feel, but it's not too bad. I'm obsessed with it. I didn't put any here today so I could kind of show you, but when you get the gray at the temples and you get the gray at the part line, to me, I hate it. I feel like it instantly ages me. So this is a fantastic product to, you know, if you can't get to the salon, and just to kind of maybe extend, you know, in between your salon visits. Like for me, I can now go like 6 to 8 weeks before having to go back to the salon. So it's a little pricey. It's like $25 or $28 for one little can. And because it's something I use several times a week, I don't use it every day, but definitely maybe 4 to 5 times a week. One can didn't last me as long as I would like. I am gonna try to see what else is out there. I did have a hairstylist tell me that Bumble and Bumble made something like in a bigger container that was really good and came in more variety of shades, because this is the light brown and my roots are pretty dark. And so if you have lighter hair than this, the light brown probably won't work. So I would be careful when purchasing the colors. But overall, like I said, it's probably my favorite product of the year. It's my most used, and I will continue to use it. Maybe not this brand specifically, but something like this, because it's awesome. So next up is my favorite bronzer slash contour product. I have tried a lot of bronzers throughout the last year. Well, as you know, I try a ton of different product. I've tried a lot of different contour kits, the Anastasia, the Lorac, the Kat Von D. Anytime a new contour kit comes out, even though I'm not that huge into contouring, I always like to check out the products. I mean, I'm into contouring. I'm just not into like that, as many of you know if you watch my videos. I'm not into like that severe change your whole face cream contouring. It's just, and especially like that clown contouring, I just like, no. So anyway, I like to use a powder to contour for the most part, especially for daytime use. And this Benefit Hoola bronzer, I just keep going back to this. Again, I buy different things. I might use different things in my tutorials. You might see me in my Instagram pictures. Actually, I don't usually put my contour product when I list products in my Instagram pictures, but if I am contouring, it's either the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit or it's this. And for my clients, I love to use this because it just works on so many different skin tones. It's nice and matte. It's not too muddy brown. One little container lasts me a long time, because even though it's like, you know, it looks like it's almost empty, there's still a lot of product in there, because when you're contouring, you tend to use a smaller brush. So yeah, I feel like I have a couple more weeks left in this at least. I mean, obviously this is not going to work on your darker skins, like maybe like your NC 3540 and higher. It's probably not going to work on you. But, and in that case, I recommend like either, you know, doing a custom Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, or I know now that Makeup Geek has launched some contour powders as well. So that might be a good option for the darker skins. But anyway, gotta say I love my Hoola from Benefit. So up next we have my favorite eyeshadow palette. I have purchased quite a few eyeshadow palettes in the past year, but I've found that I have been reaching for the same one over and over. Out of all of my palettes, the one that I personally reached for the most for myself and for when I'm doing client makeup is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. When people ask me, like if friends of mine say, well, you know, Rita, I'm looking for a good palette, what do you think is a really good all-around palette? I always tell them this one. It just has such a great variety of colors. It has this great kind of matte ivory, which I like that it's a large size because it's the one you're probably going to use the most often. This color, I lost the thing that has like the names on it, so I'm just gonna have to point for you. This color right here is an amazing transition color. This shade right here is an amazing transition color. You've got like some of your beautiful shimmers. You've got this deep kind of burgundy-ish color. You've got a deep matte brown. I did a birthday party. It was a bunch of women that were, they're in Las Vegas celebrating their friend's birthday, and they all four got their makeup done. And I'm pretty sure I used this on every single one of them and created all different looks for each one. And they all love their makeup, and it was just, I didn't really have to, I bring tons of other palettes and other shadows, but I was just like, you know, I could use this on all of them, and they all looked fabulous. And the pigment in these is great, and the variety of shades I think in this palette is great. So I know your next question is probably like, well, do you like this one better than the semi-sweet? And yes, I do. I never purchased the semi-sweet because every time I would go over to it, I would, you know, swatch it with my fingers, and I think to myself, no, I really don't need this. I mean, this is definitely my favorite shadow palette. So next up is blush. I absolutely love blush. I love NARS blushes. I love Tarte blushes. I love, what are some of my other favorites? Charlotte Tilbury blushes. But if you want a great drugstore affordable blush, you have got to look into Milani. These are not all the ones I have, but I have Dolce Pink. These are just ones I could find in my stash. Luminoso. So this is the Tea Rose, and they're kind of like really pretty rose compact. These blushes, you can often find them on sale at CVS, buy one, get one half off. You can also, I'm sure, purchase them online. But the pigmentation, these are the baked blushes, and then these are more of just your matte blush. I love these rose blushes. They come in, I think, 4 or 5 colors. Sometimes they come out with like limited edition ones. I've bought like 3 or 4 of these. I absolutely love them. The pigmentation is great. They have a great long wear to them. So if you are an oily skin and you tend to get blush fade throughout the day, these really don't fade. All in all, great, affordable blush. There really is no reason to use anything else unless you're like just a beauty junkie like I am, and then you just have to have it because you just want it. So anyway, great blushes, highly recommend. And finally, since we're talking about favorites, it doesn't have to be makeup products, does it? One of my favorite purchases of 2015, and I know I talked about it in another favorites video, is my, is it on? Are you on? Hello? Oh yeah, now it's on. It is my Simple Human Travel Mirror. Ooh, that was not a good idea. I love this mirror. I'm gonna shut it off. Shut it off? Hello? Okay. I love this mirror. I do a lot of traveling, and if you do a lot of traveling, or even if you don't, if you go to a hotel room, or even in maybe your room at your home or apartment doesn't have good lighting, this is amazing. This is the travel one, but I would love, if they weren't so expensive, I would love to get the big one. What I love about it is, first of all, it only turns on when you're in front of it. There's a little thing on the back that turns it on and off. It does have a charger. One charge is supposed to last 5 months. Mine didn't really last 5 months, but it's only been recently that I learned that you can actually shut it off. So that was kind of not smart of me. But anyway, it's really, really magnified. So it's, the unfortunate thing is for travel, it's not good for your whole face because you can't, it's too fuzzy when you back away. But if you need, you know, to do like your brows or your eyes or put lashes on, this was a lifesaver for me on my last trip because the lighting in the room was horrible. There basically was no lighting. I kept wanting to like like somebody to bring in a lamp because it was so dim. During the day, I mean, they had floor to ceiling windows. It was bright as all get out. But when I tried to get ready for dinner and it was like, you know, 5 or 6 in the evening, I'm trying to get ready and it's so dark in the room and it was just so dark. And then they had a makeup mirror, you know, the one kind that's attached to the wall, but it didn't light up. So, okay, thankfully I had this. And I even brought the charger because on my trip previous to that, it had died on me. So anyway, it folds up. All right, so it folds up like this and it has a case like this. And then you just set it in the case. And then you just zip it up. It also comes with a cleaning cloth, so you get, you know, you get the little fingerprints all over it, but that also can set right inside your travel case. And you just stick it in your carry-on or you stick it in your luggage, and it's just an awesome thing to have, and also one of the best purchases I made in 2015. So that's pretty much it. Those are the products that I have consistently been reaching for in my daily routine, or that I've repurchased at least once or twice. These are products that I recommend to friends and to family members when they say, hey, you know, what's your favorite, you know, what's a good primer? What's a good inexpensive blush? What's a good palette to get? You know, just, I've definitely recommended these products to many, many people. And I think that if you try them, that you will probably like them as well. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Please comment, thumbs up, and subscribe if you have not. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I do take suggestions. Obviously, I listened to my subscribers when they said that they would be interested in seeing a yearly favorite. So I try to do whatever you guys tell me to do, whatever you guys want to see, I will try to do for you. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.